Good afternoon, class. For after reading part 7 of the Norton's Field Guide to Speaking, the section Speaking to Persuade, I thought the things that I felt most helpful for me was just understanding what the purpose of persuasion is, and realizing that when you're trying to give a speech on a persuasive speech, you're trying to change the way that a person feels or thinks. So that's pretty difficult. And thinking about the different components of that make up that speech, so the claim and the appeal. So the claim is what you want them to think and how you want them to feel about a certain subject. And then the appeal is how you're going to make them think that or feel that and agree with you. And then the three different types of ways you can present an appeal to that person. So those being ethos, pathos, and logos. I'm actually studying those in English 111 right now in rhetorical analysis. So ethos is the person's credibility, where you're making that audience think of you as a credible source, and so they believe and they kind of go along with what you're presenting to them, and they can think of you as a reliable source. The pathos is you're more emotional. You're presenting a more emotional argument, giving vivid details so that they can emotionally invest in what you're trying to get them to think. And then logos being that reason and logic, and that is presenting those facts and making them logically think, hey, this is how I should think, this is how I should feel, to get them to agree with you. And depending on what strategy you choose or what appeal you decide to use, you always want to think about your audience. They're the most important part when you're trying to formulate your argument and how you're going to persuade them, because depending on if they already agree with you, or if they're an audience that would depend on what type of how you're going to convince them and what appeal you're going to use. With part 8, the special occasion section, the part I felt helpful was just understanding the many different types of occasion speeches you may give. So impromptu speeches, introductions, welcome speeches, question answer periods, and these are usually, you don't have a lot of time to prepare for these, so just kind of thinking about in the future how you would give that type of speech, or what you would say, kind of can set you up and prepare you ahead of time. And then also taking into consideration the audience, no matter what type of speech you're giving. So those are the things I found interesting in the sections. Thank you.